Welcome to IT Handy Guide tutorial. My name is Kevin. In this tutorial, I'm going to discuss what is the PID and what is the port number for Apache, MySql, IIS, and the MicrosoftSqlServer. Okay, firstly, I'm going to talk about the IIS. So, I'm going to show you a machine which has the IIS but does not has Apache. Okay, this is my local machine. If I go to not here. If I go to Control Panel, Program, turn on Window feature on or off, then you can see I actually install the IIS. Okay, I actually install IIS in my local machine. So if I go to localhost, it will show me the IIS homepage. Okay, it will show me the IIS homepage like this. Alright, so here is the machine which has the IIS but does not has the Apache. So in summary, IIS is part of Windows feature run by process system with PID 4, and the PID 4 listen to port 80. Okay, I'm going to prove this to you. Firstly, I need to explain what is a web server. A web server is a software that you can host your website, and IIS, Apache, Nginx are very popular web server. ASP.NET MVC.NET Framework has to use IIS. PHP can use IIS or Apache or Nginx. Windows Server can run IIS or Apache or Nginx as a web server. However, Linux server can only run Apache, Nginx, because Linux doesn't has the IIS, and Linux server is much cheaper than Windows server. Therefore, PHP developer usually choose Linux server because Linux server is cheaper. In this case, PHP developer should learn how to use Apache or Nginx. So here's the way that you can install IIS, but don't install for this tutorial, just to show you. So what is the NTOS kernel? Okay, what is the NTOS kernel? Firstly, I need to show you this. If you go to Task Manager, so this is the Task Manager. You right click here, Task Manager, and go to the detail. So in the detail, if you try to search the system, right click, open file location. So it will open, this is the NTOS kernel. Okay, so what does that mean? The task manager right click the system, open a file location. You will realize the system will point to NTOS kernel. NTOS kernel stands for Windows NT Operation System kernel, based on this reference. And IIS is a part of Windows feature, which is run by Windows NT Operation System kernel. Therefore, PID stands for process ID. If you go to here, so this is the PID, that will show me this is the process ID. Okay, so system, IIS is also run by this system. So system PID is number 4. And then if I go to the CMD, right click, run as the administrator. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to type this. So what will happen is it will show me all the listening. In this case, look at this. This is system PID 4. So this is the PID 4. PID 4 listen to port 80 under TCP/IP. Okay, process 4 listen to port 80 under TCP/IP. Of course, it actually listen a lot of port, you can see, but one of the port is listen to port 80 is because of IIS. So in the command line, execute this command, we can see the process ID PID 4 is listen to port 80 under TCP protocol. This means localhost. This means port 80. So in summary, IIS is part of Windows feature which is run by process system, with PID 4, and process system with PID 4 is listen to port 80 under TCP protocol. This. Okay. So I'm going to show you another machine, but I don't have this machine right now. Another machine that can run the Microsoft SQL Server. If you have a Microsoft SQL Server, you will realize the PID is 4488. Sometimes it might change. I think that doesn't change. I just based on memory. Okay, I'm not sure. But if you try to run the command, you will realize the Microsoft SQL Server always listen to 1433. Okay, always listen to port 1433. So what about Apache? So this is the Apache. So if you try to if you want to see if you go to the Service Manager, you will see this is the Apache 2.4. And if you go to the Task Manager, you will see the Apache PID is 1216. But this is not fixed, because every time when you restart Apache and every time when you restart computer, the PID for Apache is always changed. Okay, and in this case, if you go to type this command, you will realize PID 1216 listen to port 80 as well. And same as this one, MySql. If you go to the Service Manager, you will see MySql 80 means 8.0, and MySql. If you go to the Task Manager, you will realize the PID is 2620. However, the process ID for MySql is always changed as well. So if you check this command, you will realize PID 2620 listen to 3306. But the truth is MySql actually using 3306 and 33060. Okay, so I'm going to prove this to you. This is I'm going to close this one. So this is my virtual machine, and I'm going to listen this again. Okay, so this one port 80 3168. So let me check 3168. 3168. See, Apache, the process ID for Apache is 3168. It listens to port 80. So what about the other one? This is 3306, and the port PID is 4472. So if you go to 4472, and you will realize this is MySql. Okay, so MySql listen to 3306. Okay, so the process ID in this machine for MySql is 4472, and 4472 listen to 3306. And there's one more thing. If you see Apache, you actually can see there are two Apache. You go to the process, you will see there are two Apache for some reason. And if you go to detail, this one is 4952. You try to search 4952, you will realize there is no PID 4952 listen to TCP. So that means Apache might has, I guess, this is just my guess, Apache has two process ID. One of the process ID will listen to port 80. The other one will listen to something else. I don't know what is that. Okay, so this is just my guessing. If you search this one, this is 33060. That is 4472. Okay, so 4472 actually listen to 3306 and 33060. So here you can see, oh, they actually listen to two ports. If you go to firewall, you will realize they have an inbound rule for these two ports. Okay, so now I just prove the MySql listen to these two ports, and the Apache listen to port 80, and IIS also listen to port 80. Okay, so here's the problem. Let me show you. So in summary, IIS PID 4, Apache PID 1216. Okay, this one is always changed. It's listen to port 80. Okay, I'll listen to port 80 under TCP protocol. So I recommend you should change the Apache to listen port 8888 from port 80. Okay, because you cannot have two processes listen to the same port. So one of the process must listen to others. In this case, IIS is a Windows feature, and Apache is not a Windows feature. So therefore, I prefer to change the port for Apache to 8888. Okay, in development environment, and by default, MicrosoftSqlServer, you don't care. I don't care about the PID. Always listen to the 1433, and MySql always listen to 3306, and this. Okay. All right. If you are using MySql, in MAMP, now always listen to 8889. Okay, so this is just another example. If you are install MySql under SAMP or under MAMP, that always using different port. And if you want to check which port you are listening, you can use this command. Okay, so here's the summary. I assume you want to install IIS, Microsoft SQL Server, Visual Studio, Apache, PHP, and MySql in the same machine. So I recommend you should install IIS. I recommend you to install in this sequence. Okay, and afterward you should change Apache to listen to port 8888, and that's it. And summary, that is summary 2. That's all. Okay, so how to change the port in Apache? You need to go to the Apache configuration file. In this case, you need to go to C drive. You need to go to C drive and go to where is it? Oh, it's Apache and config over here. And there's a httpd://conf. Right click this, edit. Then you can search 80, and you can change 80 to 8888. Next one is this one. Okay, there are only 2 places you have to change. So after you change that, so this is only 2 places you have to change, the first one and second one. Okay, after you change that, you have to restart the service. You have to restart the service. Be honest with you, you don't have to restart MySQL service, but I just restart MySQL service, be more secure. Okay, so this is how you change the port for Apache. Okay, so after you change the port for Apache, if you go to localhost, you will see you can't connect anymore. So you have to type your port as well. So my port is 8888. Then I can connect to the Apache. Okay, so you can't type localhost anymore. You need to type localhost the port 8888. Okay, so that's it. This one is your MySql configuration file. So I'm going to show you where it is. So you need to go to C drive. So this is a C drive, and program data MySql, and over here you need to go to MySQL Server 8.0. This one, and this is our configuration file. So if you go to configuration file, you will realize that listen to 3306 and also listen to 33060. So you don't have to change the port in MySql because Microsoft SQL Server listen to another port, so you don't have to worry about this anymore. Okay, so that's it. I hope you enjoyed my tutorial. Have a good day.